we have Innistrad Remastered at home.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Edgar, Charmed Groom. On his way to his wedding, he gives all of the vampires +1/+1, and if he dies, he comes back as his coffin, making 3 vampires and then flipping back over to give all of your vampires, again, +1/+1. He's hard to get rid of, making him a very strong card. And on top of that, he gives you a great excuse to run Orzhov vampires. If it's black and it's white and it bites, it goes into the deck, even playing some typo cards that are a little bit more generic, like the Metallic Mimic, and some very specific ones, like the various other Vampire Lords. Cards like Bloodline Keeper, which can give all of your vampires +2/+2. Or even cards that get you some cards, turn them into vampires, buff your vampires, let you kill your vampires to make vampire demons, or just let you make more vampires on attack. Edgar plays very nicely with cards from Innistrad, from Ixalan, and anywhere else that we happen to have seen a vampire card. And recently we've gotten some very good high-powered, high-cost vampires that can go very nicely into this deck. So let's take Edgar into the queue and pretend we're playing Innistrad Remastered. Omnath, Locus of the Roil. He's a royally good card, able to draw cards just by playing lands. But first you need to have 8 lands. Not that that's hard when you're in these colors. There's tons of great land-based ramp available both on creatures, on spells, and because this is a deck that's, running blue, you'd run good counter spells. It's got red, it's got burn too. But you know what I have? A silly little alchemy card that lets me get 2 vampires for 1 mana. This is a very funny card because sometimes it's just a cantrip, but sometimes if your opponent loses life and you gain life, you get 2 vampires! Yippee! One of the things that's very funny about this card is I have actually seen a build with this where the only 2 vampires in a life gain deck were Bloodthirsty Conqueror and Vito. No Amalias. Just those 2. So what did Dusk Landing get? It gets those 2 cards. Nice way to control for your random actions. It's a nice double tutor. So they're ramping, they're playing Uro, getting additional lands into play. But this is a really nice start. I got these cheap vampires and now something to buff my vampires. I can also either make them discard. I wouldn't play the Twilight Prophet here. Or I can buff the team even more. And you know what? I think I want to be aggressive. B-E aggressive. I'm playing Edgar. That could be a wash away. I accept that. I don't think it is. Okay, we're good. We swing in. Drana hits first. Ba-bam! They all get a +1/+1 counter, my sweet attacking creatures. And they take a bit more. Since our opponent lost 4 or more life, Knight of the Ebon Legion also gets an additional +1/+1 counter. So we are wide, we're big, we're scary! Looking good. Okay, Mythweaver Pock turns that land into 2 lands. Oh, and since they played another fetch, they're actually going to go for another Flooded Strand instead. They can also crack one of these various fetch lands on my turn to get another doubled up land, because Mythweaver Pock is a silly, silly card. Very silly. Good news is damage. This turn coming up, I think it's going to be Sorin cheating in Vona. Vona destroys Pock. We'll see if they have a counter spell. We know they have fetches. Bringing out Vona de Ero, the Entifex. This is a destructive creature. We're destroying Mythweaver Pock. They can crack one of these open response. And I actually think that getting my own Pock would be worth it. But doesn't matter. Game's over. We swing in and it's lethal. GG, Omnath. Glissa Sunslayer. Good luck attacking through her or blocking her because she has First Strike and Death Touch. She's pretty much just, you kill her or you can't deal with her. Glissa destroys enchantments, she draws cards, and she can even remove counters from things like your own sagas or your opponent's planeswalkers. Kind of like a mini questing beast. I got a Thoughtseize on turn 1. That's why I kept this. It's nice that I drew a 2-drop. And what do we have here? The Hash-Slinging Slasher. Oh, look, sagas! They're going for the deep memes. Love that. I'm going to drop the Slasher. When I built a Glissa deck, I built her as, like, sagas, because rewinding a saga is really fun, and Voltron, because she's got First Strike and Death Touch, making her just really scary. Really, really scary. Oh, look, a kill spell. See, that's the kind of thing I need to stop the Glissa. I'll play Vran, Executioner Thane. If another one of my creatures dies once per turn, it bops them for 2. Are you playing Glissa or the first Rowan Games? First Rowan Games. Going to get a little guy, then turn it into a big guy, then draw cards, and then get the gold. Bye. Do I just want to, like, hold for the Get Lost? Is that what I think they're playing this next turn? Would I rather play this fella? I'll play this fella. Cordial Vampire in play. Vran swinging in. What did I prefer? 4 mana Atraxa Sagas or Glissa Sagas? I think Atraxa Sagas because I have more sagas I could run. Like some of the white sagas are really fun. I don't really care about the blue sagas. Get bopped. Ooh, I only have 1 white source though. I'm gonna use it to bop the Glissa. I wish I could also play the Legion Lieutenant. Oh, they may have a way to protect it? Nope. Okay, no Tamiyo safekeepings. Because a creature died, my vampires each get +1/+1 counters. Now swing in for 5. They're going to be drawing 2 cards because big soldier. I love when the sagas are just like good progressive value. Make a creature, buff a creature, draw cards, get a refund. All in all, 2 mana. Because you get the gold. Foreign Kleck's come into play. Hey, wait a minute. Why is Glissa in the graveyard? Greg? Greg, why is Glissa in the graveyard? I don't know how to feel about that, but I don't like it. Should I be concerned? Should I be scared? Who put that girlie in the yard? Somebody who has a reanimate in hand. She's back? They're gonna crack a map, possibly getting a +1/+1 counter. Yep, and that's Invasion of Zendikar. Okay. You can also remove counters from battles with Glissa. Nice way to shortcut them if you're not attacking directly. Feign Death, if one of their creatures dies, they can bring it back. And this would draw them that card if they play it. I don't know what you have, so I'm gonna go for this block. And if it doesn't work out for me, that's fine. Hello, Glissa. What you got? You have 4 cards in hand that I don't know about. You could trash the town. Oh no! 8/8! I only had 7 block and power. Well, at least these 2 will get big, and they'll get drained for a lot of life. And they draw a card, right? Yeah, draw 2 cards. My bad. Kind of like playing the Sorin, making the vampire expected to die, or same thing like Edgar, just to block with Edgar and make him die. I guess you could even rewind Vorinclex's saga. I don't think you'd want to, though. Maybe. You get 2 big critters. Big hitters, little critters. They're seasoned, my thanks. I have something to buff future vampires, something to draw me cards, also losing me life, and Dracula. Sorin the Mirthless. He makes little flying vampire guys. Chump blockers. Edgar, how come your front text is the same as a 2-drop? Come on. You're better than this, Edgar. So Glissa has First Strike and Death Touch. And Trample. There's no reason for me to block unless I want a Blood Artist trigger. So what do you want to remove counters from? Do you want to draw cards? What's the vibe? I don't have any enchantments. I don't think taking the counters off something is the worst. But yeah, drawing a card gets you more options. And more options is more fun. Trying to decide if I just like yeet in with everybody. You know, they have the Feign Death. Gonna make a little guy. And a Triumph. Making the block on the Blood Artist better. Decline. They lose a life. Yeah, so now they can block this and this. Nice. And since this doesn't die, they don't lose anymore. So they're at 4 life. They have a nice big reachy blocker. They've got Glissa able to hit me in the face and kill Sorin. But do they have lethal? I don't quite think so. It does force me to block with this vampire token, and I block on the thing that's not trampling. I'm only preventing 3 damage on this. I'd only be preventing 1 damage on this. Oh, but they're giving it trample anyway. We take 6. And it looks like it's lethal, but it's not, because we do have lifelink here. I'm at 2. All right, Overlord of the Baelmerk gets to make creature back from their graveyard. What's the creature in their graveyard? Oh yeah, the Slasher I discarded on turn 1. Boop. We get a little guy. I have to draw. I need to try to find an answer. A bog.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Metallic Mimic. I wish I could name Gamer. Name Sand. And then I'm going to kill myself with Castle Lock Twain. A fine way to go. GG, Glissa. Loot, Exuberant Explorer. Lets you play extra lands and then use the number of lands you have to cheat something into play. Looking at the top 6 cards of your library, finding a creature, and as long as that creature has a mana value that's less than or equal to the number of lands, just toss it on the battlefield. Why not? I will Bajuka their bog. They have no bog to Bajuk, but it's being Bajuked anyway. A forest, a shepherd. Good news for me, I don't have the thing this stops. I don't have counter spells. I will seize their thoughts. Very good thoughts. That's a good thought. That's a good thought. You're thinking so much. I'm going to drop Vorinclex and hold up the Swords to Plowshares. There's nothing for me to ideally swords this turn. I think I'm probably going for either responding to Kogla coming down or just loot on a future turn. Guess a little Death Touch would be nice. Gifted Aetherborn coming into play. 2/3 Death Touch, Lifelink. And I'm going to Swords to Plowshares that. This deck has land acceleration. It's got landfall stuff. We know it has landfall stuff. And so we want to take out something like Tireless Provisioner, which is just going to be getting them so much value. I don't have enough for the buff from the Prophet. I could go for both Bloodghast and Vran. I think it's best to just go for Edgar. So I'll just go for Edgar. And I would like my Shock. Duh. They didn't play the Disciple as an extra land that turn. Alright, here comes Kogla. Killing Edgar just temporarily removes him. Kogla attacking will get rid of the other side. But I don't mind that too much. They do not have a human right here. Vran or Prophet? Go Vran Bloodghast. If I had the City's Blessing off this coming in, I would do that. Monkey is an issue for Edgar. It's fine. If they want to attack in, Gifted Aetherborn's going to trade. If they have a human, though... Alright, Edgar gets destroyed again. The Coffin does not come back, so I'll put that into the command zone, and I will block Kogla. No more monkeys jumping on the bed. They lose 2 life. I gain 2 life. Cool. It's a land. I'm going to swing with the Bloodghast and with Vran. I was doing that before the land drop, just in case. And now with the land, Twilight Prophet has the City's Blessing. And the City's Blessing doesn't go away even if these get destroyed. So, Twilight Prophet, start of my turn, we're going to get an extra card in hand. And I'm hoping that the card is big and scary because that will cause them to lose life. Yeah, that's the best card you had in the top 6. Well, you have a Bristly Bill in play. Okay, fine. Twilight Prophet finds a land. Girl, I know you could do better than that. Well, maybe not, actually. Everybody in, except for you, the 2/2. Nice. Number go down. Because they know about the Castle Lock Twain, it is more tempting to play it. But I'd rather go for the Scry on this. Name white. Scry. Sorin Grim Nemesis. Yes, yes, yes. I would like that on top. It's the most expensive card in the deck. I think outside of, like, Emeria, the land. So, yes, I would very much like it if you would lose 6 life. So they're putting counters onto their Grazer, the Sloth Beast. They're also getting to go wide with the scoots. It's a lot of bugs. Bug. Perfect. That only hits creatures or planeswalkers, but the plus could deal more damage. I'm going for it. Sorin, Grim Nemesis. Revealing the top card of my deck, and it's 1! Which means that if any of my creatures die, Ran will kill them. GG, Loot Exuberant Explorer. Sorin of House Markov. Hey, that's your grandson! And he's a life gain commander. If they can gain 3 life in a turn before the end of combat, Sorin will flip over and become something that can deal damage based on the amount of life you've gained in turn with a simple -1. It's a good planeswalker. This Sorin, I would say, is a stronger commander than Edgar. It's also a more broad commander. While we are doing vampire typal, they can play anything that gains life. Also, this Sorin has 2 really good ways to enable life gain. The combination of the fact that it has lifelink and it also has extort. Let's just play this plains. I have the swords to plowshares. If they play it, I'm just going to get rid of it. Sometimes it makes sense to wait until they set up for the flipping over, but it's just so easy for them to flip the Sorin over. I'd rather just slow them down, make their commander cost 4. Next turn, I've got Blood Artist. The turn after that, maybe Faceless Agent. Oh, actually, I'm going to go with the Dusk Legion Zealot, since I just drew it. Nice. Clavileño. Ooh, I'll do Clavileño over Faceless Agent. Clavileño, I had built a deck for him, too. It's very fun. I attack in with my vampires, and then they get bigger. I actually think that this Clavileño is a bit more fun as a black-white vampires commander than Edgar, but it's also not Innistrad. This is from Ixalan, so it doesn't fit the theme. Hi there, Hinterland Sanctifier. Into the Johnny's Pridemate, they gain life because it entered, and it gets a +1/+1 counter. Classy and classic. I'm going to play Clavileño and then swing in with the Dusk Legion Zealot. This gives it the ability, so when it dies, I get a big tapped Vampire Demon token. Yeah! You should block. If they block, I get the big guy. This may end up as a desperate blood on the snow kind of thing. Ooh, gosh, okay. They gain life, this gets bigger, I lose life. And then I will lose even more life. Ooh, even more life. I could go for Amalia and Blood Artist. Or I could just play Edgar with the expectation that I'm going to wipe the board. Keep you back because I want to block with this, getting the vampire and the card draw. Starscape Cleric. What a cool looking bat. Alright. Sorin, and they did pay, or they did play an extra land here, so I have one up. Bring a Faceless Agent. And Blood Artist. Having the Blood Artist out when I do the board wipe will get me a little something extra. I'm hoping Sorin doesn't flip this turn, but I kind of expect him to. And that would mean that I'd probably be attacking everything at Sorin before I use the board wipe. And right now I have 3 snow. Okay, Journey to Nowhere. Who are you exiling? My commander, since him dying brings him back. Okay, fair. I will put him back in the command zone because I do not have that much enchantment removal. I have some. Not enough. Oh, gosh. So here comes Sorin. All of these get lifelink. Get pinged. They good gamed me, which I can't say I'm that appreciative of. I do get the flyer. The amount of life gain off this Pride Mate is going to be very, very important here, because as Sorin flips over, the number that they have gained this turn is going to determine how much damage they can deal. And that number is 10. Is it Exaxes? Oh my god, it's Exaxes. And here I was thinking I still had a chance. No way. GG. Ghalta, Primal, Hunger. She's big, she's green, she's stompy. And the more power you have, the cheaper she gets. Oftentimes just a 2 mana 12/12 with trample. It's good. It's good to have in the command zone. I could have mulliganed to, like, try and find removal. I don't think this is too bad. I'll lead with the Zealot. Yeah, this is the Jumpstart Foundations artwork with the Japanese guest artists. Tangled Florahedron. They're ramping. Still have 1 mana left. Tap. Tap. Arcane Signet. Bringing out the Gifted Aetherborn and swinging for 1. Yeah, get him. Basswood Surge, they're raping. So maybe they're not as focused on the big boys, and they're more focused on just a lot of big, expensive green things. Also quite good. If I use Henrika, I can make them sacrifice one of these mana dorks. That's going to be what I do here. Each player sacrifices a creature. I'll drop the Dusk Legion. They'll drop one other mana thingies. And I'll swing in for 2! Do I want to save the Awakening? I will. And I already know I want this on black. Voracious Hydra, X equals 4. They can just fight Henrika here, and then she's gone. So that's a lot of power. Sorin would let me bring back something. This having trample is tough, though. I think that it's best for me to play Edgar and then Vran. And then next turn, if I get mana, use these two to swing in. Because Veto plus Sorin means a lot of damage. Any life gained, and all of my creatures will have lifelink, is going to be life lost. Ben! Thank you so much for the resub. I hope I get to see you soon. Ben's one of my local Magic playing buddies. But lives on the opposite side of the river. We're separated by a flowing stream. You know how hard it is for the undead to cross. It's real hard. Moving water. Ugh. Gotta have my home soil for it. Moving Wild Oddity. Another hasty fella here. Ghalta costs 3. But they only have 2 mana. And I did not quite get enough for this. I'll go Veto. Swinging in with the Aetherborn. Because I gained 3, they will lose an additional 3. Vampire of the Dire Moon. Nice. What do I think Bolus would turn into if he went to Bloomborough? I feel like he'd still want to be a dragon. Ah, dang. Inscription of Abundance. They're going to kill Veto. Also gain a lot of life. a rat. You could turn into a rat. So that means Sorin, I'm going to use the minus ability to bring back Veto. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to animate Mutavault to maximize damage and swing in with everyone. They still have 2 mana up, and they did not play Ghalta. So they have something. I just don't know what it is. Smuggler's Surprise! These guys are indestructible. Okay, but that doesn't stop the life gain. You think you'd be a lizard and you'd be offended by it? Like, where are my wings? A bit of damage gets through just because we're so wide. But then Vito's going to finish them off with the amount of life gained. And that's going to be GG. Delney, Streetwise, Lookout. Going to double the ability of wee creatures and also make creatures harder to block. This could be a heir apparent deck, or it could just be Delney and the wee. I will mulligan. This is worse. I'll still keep it. It has to get lost. Alright, so yeah, I don't think it's heir apparent. I think it's just Delney. Little guys. Not playing Delney here. Playing a Grand Abolisher, which stops me from playing this Get Lost. Cavern of Souls, naming Vampire. And since I can't do things on their turn anyway, I'll go for Cruel Celebrant. Abolisher also stops me from activating abilities, so like I wouldn't be able to activate the Knight of Ebon Legion, even if I had the mana. No! Apparition on the Celebrant. My little guy. Oh, dang. I guess I could go for Edgar. He's the biggest creature here. Witch Enchanter, I could destroy the Spirited Companion. Here's Delney, making it so these creatures are unblockable. Well, currently unblockable because I don't have any wee creatures. They've taxed my Get Lost. Flipping this over, so these all get counters. Was Grand Abolisher originally an Innistrad card? I don't remember where it was first printed. Yeah, I bought a copy of Delney in paper. They're pricey. Yeah, I think they're pricey. A core set card. Okay. It was cool that I got a reprint. Delney Day. I got rid of their flipped invasion. They still got all those counters, though, in attacks, so they got a lot out of it. I'm not wearing chainmail. It's a sweater. I'm cold. Huh. Did they forget that I have wee creatures now? Maybe. Hi, Society Hunter. And I'm going to swing in with Edgar. If I swing in with 2 creatures, they'll draw a card. I kind of wanted Edgar to die, though, so I would get to draw off the High Society Hunter. Ossification, hitting that High Society Hunter. Dang, I was trying to draw a ton of cards off Blood on the Snow next turn. Bill! Oh my. Bill the Pony. Making twice the food! Sheesh. I guess since I'm wiping the board anyway, I'll just chump block with the Witch Enchanter. I'll start by swinging in. None of you have lifelink. Right. Can I not cast this? Oh, I don't have double black. I can't cast it. I can't. Yeah, I can't unless I get another black source. I'll bring out Faceless Agent. Ooh, Alenda. Oh, right. You draw because I attacked with 2. I forgot. I know I, like, just said it the previous turn. You know me. I'm paying some amount of attention. Do you remember when Cletus was the premier 4-drop in Magic? Yes! Once upon a time, this was the good stuff. I mean, it is a good card. But imagine if it was gooder. The goodest. Bill, kill my commander. Excellent. Edgar dies. Do not return it to the command zone. And now I got a wee little guy. In a box. It's a commander in a box. Bygone Bishop. Gonna make some clues. Oh, Loran can destroy the coffin. She'll actually try to destroy it twice. Just to make sure. Grandpa is gone in the box. No grandpas allowed. Loran's just excited. Just as I am excited. Swing in with the knight. Okay. And then destroy all creatures, playing with Big Snow. I think I'd like the Faceless Agent back. Get another vampire. Nice. Ruthless Lawbringer. Lets me sacrifice things, like this token, or one of my vampires, in order to destroy things. Ooh, Alenda, the Lawbringer. I'm going to bring out Alenda first. Then the Lawbringer. Sacrificing the illusion to kill Delney. Creatures are dying, they're gaining life, and I'm getting a nice big Alenda. I really like Ruthless Lawbringer in this deck. When I would realize it was a vampire, I was like, oh, it's a way for me to sacrifice my commander because he flips back eventually. That's perfect. I'll play Clavileño, first of the Blessed, and then Cletus. Make it so those creatures dying gets me something too. Oh my god, I just realized what happened there. Okay, I should have attacked with the Lawbringer instead. Clavileño. Target attacking vampire that isn't a demon. This is a demon. I mean, I was just growing Alenda. For sure. That's what was going on there. Oh, somebody's asking about getting their first ever pre-con. I would say check out what your store has and maybe just pick up back on a theme. Some of the pre-cons are very good out of the box. I think the Velociraptors, the Pantlaza deck, is one of the most sought after ones, but it's oftentimes also not in stock because of that. All right, they exiled Alenda. Also an Angel and a Gamer and Sand. It's not a gamer in Arena. For some reason, we don't have gamer as a type, even though it is a legal type. It's just not a type in Arena. It's even a black bordered type because of Infinity. Bring it out. Edgar! Swinging in with everyone. Target yourself. The Bloomborough precons are super fun. They're pretty fun. So how much devotion is Daxos losing here? They're gonna gain a lot of life off Daxos. Oh no, they won't, because nothing dies. Because Kalidas. The Fallout precons? Oh, I mean, the Fallout precons, I think the Mothman one looked cool. It has, like, proliferate. Yeah, I played the Bloomborough precons on a video on Commander at Home. Drawing a card from their clue. Like the dog meat one. Yeah, I gave the Fallout precons to a bunch of my friends from high school. It seemed like a good choice. Everybody seems to really like them. Have them gain 2. I would like to Aghanim Awakening. I need another black source for it. I'm gonna buff up these flyers. No, that goes in the graveyard. Excuse me. There we go. Ooh, Henrika. Also going in the graveyard. And they're just not into it. They know I have instant speed removal off that Get Lost. So even if these have First Strike, I can take out that First Strike by killing the Blade Splicer. Delney could be dead. Just got a lot going on, and that's GG. Extus, Oriq, Overlord. Extus is not actually their commander. It is the Blood Avatar. On the backside of their commander, there's a spell that you can cast with a discount based on the number of creatures you're willing to sacrifice. The more you sacrifice, the better it gets, getting all the way down to potentially 2 mana on Awaken the Blood Avatar, and then just absolutely wrecking house, forcing your opponent to sacrifice creatures, and making them lose life directly with the hasty token that attacks in. Also, the token is not legendary, so you can get multiple of it. You can just keep on getting Blood Avatars. They had that Guide of Souls to start, a little bit of life gain and energy. They're paying a lot of life on these lands, but it's fine because they're getting it back. When Witness dies, they'll get another critter. And I'll bring out this Metallic Mimic, which is totally, definitely, absolutely a vampire. Right? That's a vampire. It says so on the card. Because I wrote it on the card. Zulaport Cutthroat. When their creatures die, I'll be losing extra life. And a Doomed Traveler. Yeah, I think they're going to play this next turn. That's tough. I'm going to go for Mavrin here. If I had a cool big vampire to cheat in, I'd use this Sorin. And I'm going to swing in with the Metallic Mimic so I get this vampire token. It looks like they're going to go for this trade. This trade will both get them enough energy for the Guide of Souls, and it also gets them another creature and a life drain off the Zulaport. Next turn, we are awakened, and I can drop this vampire token. Maybe not. Maybe they want to do something else first. I could see them making a flying Blood Avatar token. Sacrificing 1, 2, 3. Guide of Souls survives because this thing is nasty. Buy token. Looks like they're going to use Guide of Souls to just pump itself up. And I'm not blocking, even though that was 9 damage during that attack. That's a lot. That's too much. Bring out Edgar for the buffs. Swing in, get another vampire token, since we attacked with a non-token vampire. And now if I have to sacrifice anything, I'll be sacrificing Edgar, because he just becomes the coffin. Yeah! Is this Edgar as good as Edgar Markov with Eminence? No! Is it what we have? Yes! They're killing Mavrin Fane, sacrificing a creature to do it, and then swinging in with the Avatar and the Guide. I'll go for this double block. You can kill my wee token if you choose. I gain 2 life. That part's nice. I would like to gain more life, though. So I think I'm going to go for both gaining and losing life this turn. I'm going to use this Sorin. The plus on Edgar. I'm going to shock this in the Adonto Vanguard and swing in for 5. So I paid 3, but gained 5. Not too bad. I got another Vampire Lord and then Drana here. I didn't go for Drana because like the Guide of Souls, especially if they play some more creatures, just goes straight through this. Take me to 5. They don't have enough to replay Extus. Ooh, some careful tapping here. Going for black, black, red. Bedevil? No, Lurrus! So they can replay one of these from the graveyard. This turn, getting one of the Ring of Token backs. In the next turn, probably Zulaport. Ooh, same thing as before. Do I want that life gain? Do I want the extra vampires? I'm just gonna add Drana. I could technically, like, use this to Convoke and get this in play too, and Thoughtseize them. I'm trying to decide, like, how risky I'm willing to get. Not risky enough. I'll swing in with these two. They will be able to buff something with Guide of Souls, so Drana will probably just be dying. And now, if this comes out, the creature I'm sacrificing is the Vanguard. Though it may be indestructible at the cost of life, it's not life I really want to give. So who do you bring out? I feel like replaying the Blood Avatar this turn wouldn't be bad. There might be a route to lethal with the stuff in their hand that I just don't know about yet. This is Sorin. Yes, he can sacrifice vampires to kill Lurruses. But we're not doing that right now. I needed the bigger life gain because I didn't feel like I was stabilized. Also, if you'd like to see mono black vampires, I built mono black vampires with this Sorin because we have Innistrad Remastered at home. And he's actually part of Innistrad Remastered. This Edgar is not. This Edgar was not reprinted in Innistrad Remastered, but the, like, face of the set was him as a character. Goodbye. It was my thoughtseize. Gone. Forever! Not making the incredible flying cat. I guess Drana would bop it. So now they're getting another buff on the Guide of Souls. That is 5 damage. I'm gonna take it. Oof. No more kitten. Swinging with everything. I only have 1 lifelinker here. I'm pretty sure I'll be, like, just dead no matter what. Alright, cool. So they're letting Draenei hit first, which means I do get 1 extra life, because these all get counters. How the vampires vamping? They're doing pretty well. They're doing what they need to. Edgar's in this odd spot where it's an Orzhov deck, and for anybody who plays a ton of Brawl, you'll know Orzhov decks have a kind of a problem. And the problem with them is they match against very strong commanders. This is actually, like, on the lower end of things I've been facing. There's something about Orzhov, even if you're not running that many pieces of removal, then it will match you highly because you have the potential to play a lot of them. All right, so here comes the Blood Avatar. Sacrificing Edgar. And that's going to be... Oh, no, they have enough for another buff here. I take 3 from the on-attack trigger. Then 8, 9, 10 on top of that. And that's lethal. Good game. A fine match against Extus. Athreos, God of Passage. Their creatures die and then come back unless I can pay 3 mana going back into their hand. This hand is slow, but I'm still going to keep it because I have this shadowy backstreet, so hopefully I can line up something for turn 2. And then we have some pretty nice stuff for turn 3. We've got Clavileño. Oh, see, look! Got a turn 2. I got the Gifted Aetherborn. Turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. We're all good here. Regal Bunnicorn. Ooh, are you playing Athreos Buns? No, because they put a Darkstar Augur in the graveyard. I used Takenuma, Gifted Aetherborn, and I got a 2/3. This will be... We don't know how big this is going to be. This is now a 2/2. I'll play Clavileño to give my Gifted Aetherborn extra text. Now when this dies, I draw a card and get a Vampire Demon. Eagles of the North, going into the graveyard so that I can get a Plains. Any Plains, even a non-basic Plains. You gonna kill Clavileño? He's first at a Blessed. I see them thinking about it. Ooh, Darkstar Augur. This is Bat Bob. So Bat Bob's in play. But not Bat Bob's child of Bat Bob. I'll play Edgar, swinging in again. This time giving the buff to Clavileño. Buff text, I don't know what to call it. Giving the additional ability. So now when these die, vampires happen. Son of Bat Bob. Son of Bat Bob did not show up. The card revealed was Loyal Warhound, so they lost 2 life. I currently have the same number of lands as them, so this would not trigger. It's still a 3-1 with Vigilance, though. Just sitting here and chilling. This is perfect chillin' music, too. Some Zelda house music. Not that kind of house music. The kind that plays inside of a house. Oh, meat hook for 0. Now their creatures dying will drain me for life. And, oh, Athreos is a dude! Hi, Athreos! Fat Babito. Nah, I'm good. Thank you, though. I want to get out Kinzu. I think this is actually the first time I've been able to cast Kinzu, which makes me kind of excited. A Kinzu is similar to Nightmare Shepherd. That is, I would say, the card you can best compare it to. Except, you have to pay 2 life. And it's not an enchantment. It's a Phyrexian Vampire. Still worth it. Alright, creatures are dying. And then coming back. I'll be getting both the token from Clavileño, and I'll be able to bring back the Gifted Aetherborn as a 1/1. Totally worth it, and very nice to have. GG, Athreos. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you like seeing Edgar Charmed Groom. No, he's no Edgar Markov, but he's still pretty good, and he's very fun to get to play. One of the things that's a little tricky about this deck is it is an Orzhov typal deck, which means that it is going to match up against some very strong things. When you play an Orzhov commander, you end up with fairly difficult matches a lot of the time because the matchmaking algorithm just expects you to be able to play a lot of removal. And you could play a lot of removal, but we're a typal deck, so we're playing vampires instead of removal. And some of the vampires are very good, which is pretty fun. But if we wanted to, we could just fill this deck up with board wipes and planeswalkers and discard spells and play control. In fact, I've actually run into in Edgar, this same Edgar, with that as the theme. It's like, oh, well, my commander survives the board wipe, so I'll just keep destroying all creatures. Not what we're doing here. We were playing vampires, and we're having a good time doing it. If you're looking for the deck list, it's in the description below. And if you would like to suggest a commander, especially one that's Innistrad themed to celebrate the set, please let me know. We're also starting Aetherdrift spoilers, so if you see a card from Aetherdrift and you really want me to brew it, please let me know so I can put it on the list, so when the set comes out in all of 3 weeks, just about, we'll be ready to start brewing and brawling. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day!